Dr. Sulla here, and here are the 5 priorities for training camp in the 2022 triple option offense, the way it's currently run by Army, Air Force, and Navy. Number 1 is alignment and stance. There is no greater priority than getting aligned correctly and getting into stances that work. And generally, alignment is you're going to have with the offensive line 3.5-foot splits. You got to make sure if it's a flex formation, the receivers are 3.5 feet away from the tackles. If they're split out wide, they're on the numbers. So that's got to get taken care of. And that the B-back is aligned properly. Most high school B-backs are going to be their hand is going to be about 3 yards away from the quarterback. The faster they are, the more they can back up. A-backs are a yard behind the tackle. The biggest thing with stance is that they have narrow bases. Everybody wants to get so wide in their stance. Don't allow that to happen. Make sure everybody's feet on the offensive line and at A-back and at B-back, they're narrower than shoulder width because it improves their hip flexibility. They don't have the hip flexibility to get that wide. Biggest thing I see when I do camps is kids want to get really, really wide. And they can't do the biomechanics of this offense when that happens. So number 1's alignment and stance. And I say this all the time. Don Brown, who's now the head football coach at University of Massachusetts, who was the defensive coordinator at countless places, including Michigan, and he was just at, I believe it was, Arizona. But he's renowned as a defensive coordinator. Now he's a head coach again. He says 2/3 of football is alignment. Get aligned correctly. And the older I get, the more I realize how true he is. But alignment and stance is number 1. Number 2, you got to establish the zone dive. Look, I don't care what you read on the internet. Most of what you read on the internet is garbage. It's like trying to get news on something. Most of it's garbage and activism now anyway. But establishing the zone dive is what's going to help establish your offense. Don't use triple to set up the zone dive. There's a better way to do it. Use zone dive to set up the triple. Believe me, for years, that's all I was taught to do was you set up the triple. You run triple to set up the zone dive. Not anymore. Zone dive sets up triple. So if you don't know how to run zone dive, there's endless videos on this YouTube channel that'll show you how. Number 3, establish the kick. The kick, you could also run the zone option. You can watch endless videos on those 2 concepts, but you want to establish the kick because when you run zone dive and you don't get 4 yards, most of the time it's because number 1 took the dive and number 2 jumped to the pitch, and you want to run in between those 2 defenders, and that's what the kick play does. So you want to establish the kick. You don't want to use mid-triple to establish the B-back or the quarterback. No. There's a better way to do it. You want to use the zone dive to establish the B-back, and you want to use the kick to establish the quarterback. And if you want to run zone option, go for it. I recommend getting into the heavy formation to do it because if you try to run it on a spread, you got to block it differently. Number 4 is establish midline triple option. Midline triple option is what Army and Air Force run now. They don't really run inside veer at all. Last year, the ratio of mid-triple to triple was 13-1 among Army and Air Force. They ran mid-triple 13 more times than they ran inside veer. And they do it because it gives the quarterback more time to beat the blood stunt. And that's what you're using mid-triple for to establish the backside A-back as the 3rd phase of your offense. You use this to establish the B-back, you use this to establish the quarterback, you use this to establish the backside A-back. Because you can get more blockers to the point of attack with this and this to help your B and help your quarterback respectively and your backside A-back. At that point, it's a way to beat the blood stunt, get the ball outside, and put them in a world of pain. And number 5, establish your pass offense. You want to have the mentality of, well, I guess we better throw the ball now. You want to eliminate that and go to, oh boy, we get to throw the ball, we're going to score. That's the mentality you want with your pass offense. So you've got to establish your pass offense. That's the 5th priority in your 2022 triple option offense. But it starts with alignment and stance, then the zone dive, then the kick, then mid-triple, then completing verticals down the field for touchdowns. You're in this to throw for touchdowns. You're not in this to dink and dunk people. It's not a quick game offense. Army, Air Force, Navy aren't beating anybody with their quick game. Really, they might have a quick game pass once a game, if that. If that. So they're beating people with Switch, Vert, and Titan. You can watch endless videos on Switch, Vert, and Titan on this YouTube channel. So 2022 triple option offense, the 5 priorities: alignment and stance, establish zone dive, establish kick, which could also be zone option, establish midline triple option, establish the pass offense. Those are your priorities for 2022 for training camp. Coaches, you want to win now, call me. The Triple Option Football Academy will show you how you're going to learn Army, Air Force, and Navy's modern offense in a 3-step clinic. You'll have over 100 hours of video. You have access to me 24 hours a day for any questions. And there's endless other resources as well. Give me a call. My number's on the thumbnail of this video. So is my website. You can check out all the testimonials and success stories at tripleoptionfootball.com. And I'll talk to you soon.